Hi. Okay, so I have a lot of things to do today. So yeah, I'll start with the other card that I got. Oh no, but first the part of the event. Here we are. I need to switch to Sylus. Yeah. Hi. Interrogation room. I enter the interrogation room. The predator Sylus has his back facing me, yet I can't see the overflowing dangerous aura he emanates. I approach Sylus and lean against the interrogation table in front of him. We meet again, Sylus. Given our circumstances, however, maybe I should call you Tartarus instead.
You keep bringing me to the LCBI for small talk. Do you think I have nothing better to do?
To be honest, this is the voice that made me play the game in English instead of the original Chinese or the Japanese dub. So, safe to say that I'm really enjoying this. James binds Sylus' hands to the chair armrests, and the collar around his neck further restricts his movement. Even though he's restrained, he could easily break free at any moment and rip my throat out if he wanted to. Fortunately, I'm the person holding the chain attached to his collar, and I'm holding it tightly. Since you are a Triple S class predator who's worked as an assassin for years, we would like you to cooperate with our investigation.
I see the LCBI's intel is outdated. Allow me to give you a quick update on my circumstances. I'm a law-abiding citizen now.
If you say so. Sylus and I first met in a predator outbreak when my life was hanging by a thread. Ironically, it was this assassin who saved me. He took me under his wing afterwards. He taught me how to shoot, and more importantly, he taught me how to survive in this city. We lived on the edge and depended on each other for survival. However, you accepted a commission and then vanished without a trace. You mooched off me for years, but you didn't even share your bank account details before you left.
So,
Interesting.
You've decided to mix personal grudges with your work?
Yeah. I would. He's not wrong. There it is. I've had this grudge for a long time, especially after he abandoned me. From a professional and personal standpoint, we are enemies. During the past few years, the assassin Sylus vanished. Meanwhile, Tartarus, the predator, reappeared in the public eye. And closely tied to that, give me a second, Nightstrix, is a criminal organization that has rapidly risen to power in Lincoln. Its authority reaches far and deep into the city. However, Sylus's restrained and low-profile approach that left no evidence behind has consistently allowed him to evade incarceration. With dirt on numerous celebrities and high-ranking officials, Sylus is often brought in with a show of force only to be politely escorted out shortly after. Recalling this, I can't help but be on high alert. Anyways, let's keep this pretense of familiarity. He tosses a stack of crime reports onto the table in front of him. Recently, there was an incident in the Southern District where the predator attacked someone. Our informants say it was your handiwork. Exposing yourself in such a trivial incident isn't your style. He yanked the collar around his neck, and Sylus's body lurches forward. Oof. I bet I like the visual of that. He furrows his brow and glares at me for my aggression. I smile, disable the nearby surveillance camera, and lower my voice. Of course, those charges were just an excuse to bring you in. Sylus, I need your help with something. Recently, a potent frenzy enhancer has appeared on the black market. Our intel suggests its source is an abandoned research facility on Lincoln's outskirts. In the past, it was used to imprison predators and conduct experiments on them. Infiltrating that place will be risky, which is Which is where you come in.
This isn't exactly how you ask people for help.
Really? I guess I'll have to use the method you taught me then. I unfastened the collar around Silas's neck and traced the red marks that slowly appear on his skin. God, I really like the chains and stuff on his outfit. Looks so good. As you can see, I actually know nothing about the facility. That's why I need your help. So will you help me or not? Silas grasped my fingertip. His intense gaze that falls on me befits a predator.
My little bird has grown up, it seems. Your wings are getting stronger with each passing day.
You calling me a bird this time? You should have known this would have happened. This would happen when you took me under your wing all those years ago. Okay, I'm so excited for his bond. I'm so excited for it. So, I have him there. You can do the meat and stuff. Should I do that now? I have a few of these. Secret meeting. I have them all. Oh no, I don't have them all. I need oh no, I have them all. I just need this. Okay. Trust level. I can give him classified intel. Get more trust. And then I can do all the other stuff.
Remember what I taught you. The most effective threat is the one you don't act upon.
Good to know. Will I need to...
Conscience. I don't waste my time on meaningless luxuries like that.
I love this voice actor too much. Yeah. And then you have internal. Yay!
Did you have fun? All right then. Let's put an end to this charade.
I'll need a lot of water. Okay, let's see what this do. I did try all of them with Rafayel, so let's go. In order, the truth serum. And enforces per style on the case. Just one drop compels anyone to spill the truth. Oops.
Do you actually believe something like this would work on me?
I should have taken a screenshot. Oh, I don't have the screenshot button anywhere. Oh, I might need to... How did I take screenshots in this? What was it? It was away. F9, okay. I might need to remember that. Have you done anything embarrassing? What would you do if you were falsely accused? Let's go for
Falsely
that.
accused? I'll just commit the crime in that case. Then the accusations won't be false.
Yeah, I need a few screenshots of those. Goddamn, I didn't capture those on the. Oh yes, I have no regrets.
I can also track down the source of the rumors and deal with it directly. There are plenty of ways to handle these things.
Yeah, that's a very you answer. Now that I think about it, I have a choker that's kind of like that. It's not like an oval, but it's more of a circle. I really like that choker. But those solutions sound illegal to me.
You're assuming anyone would dare to try in the first place.
Oh no, this one is... Specialized contraption for looting or interrogating predators. Each predator smells something different, but no one can resist it. With Raf, I was not reading most of this. I think I read Illusion Mask only. I wasn't really paying attention to the description, so it took me so off guard. Yes.
The interrogation room is filled with your scent. Are you marking your territory?
Interesting. The lure stimulates different smells based on a person's preferences.
Are you implying I'm attracted to a fierce, untamed
Maybe.
fragrance?
Maybe. Is that the kind of abstract scent I have?
Now there's a hint of boldness and uninhibited freedom. It's more complex than a blend of spices. It looks like I'm stained in your scent as well.
I love him. I just like that he keeps calm during that. I can't. I have to say, his outfit is the one that I kind of like his outfit more than Raphael's. I like all the chains as necklaces. I love it so much. And the chain that goes down into the waist. Oh god. I'm totally fine. Command relay. Colin, if you can hear this, follow my instructions. The tailored audio signals go straight into the subject's headset, making them obey your commands without realizing it. Ah, this one. Okay, yes. I'll use everything because it gives me points.
What are you planning to do to me this time?
Oh god. Also, I think I should lower the noise gate for the mic. I feel, because sometimes I feel like it's not really taking a lot of the things. I'll just put it there, see if it's better. I hope I don't fuck everything up, because I have seen a lot of times last time that it was not picking up stuff. So yeah, let's see if this is better. I hope I don't kill anyone with the audio. I hope everything goes right. What are you planning to do to me this time? Okay, that's what he said. Sylus, do your best. No! No! Why would you do that? No! Okay. Do your best impression of a cute small animal. Like a meow? Or what are you going to do?
What kind of odd request is this? All right then.
No. What are you going to do?
Sylus, do you want to be my greatest achievement this year?
Interesting.
Sylus, just you wait. I'll show you.
Wait, are you pretending to be me right now? That's so sneaky.
Isn't it obvious? I'm imitating a certain Dragon Lee. She's a feisty kitten.
That makes sense. He does call you that a lot. I was ready to take my earbuds off if he was actually going to impersonate a small animal. I love that. Illusion Mask. Illusion Mask was when worn it reveals the most important person in one's heart, perfect for shattering a prisoner's defenses. But who do they see when they put it on? What do you see?
You. Why do you ask?
What if I say this mask shows you the person you hold most dear? Any thoughts?
Since you've said that, I'm curious about who you see.
Who do you want me to see?
If it's me, I'll be happy. And if it's not, I'll just replace them.
Ah. That is very, very Sylus. He's the mysterious novel. Hardcover special edition of Life After Becoming a Mafia Boss, complete with a bonus extras. This dramatic gangster story is apparently based on Sylus. Why would you show him that? Use. What do you have to say?
Life after becoming a mafia boss. Why do you have that look on your face?
I'm not sure.
Do you want me to read this book? Or are you hoping I'll help make your dream of becoming a mafia boss a reality?
Did I have a dream of that? I hear this book is pretty interesting. Maybe. I can't with this main character. She's great.
Sure.
For that.
From now on, you can be the shadow leader of Night Strix.
That's it? Aren't you worried that will ruin your reputation?
You can do that. I'll just build a new one if you do. For an organization that claims to be legitimate and suits your position, how does Purus or Palus sound?
I just love that he just goes with it. He doesn't care. He doesn't mind. Let me get all this stuff. So, let's go for this. That was the prologue. Now, chapter 1. I have 20 of these. Holy shit. I think I got all of them. Okay. So, after reluctantly, I really hate that word. Why are you so difficult? Making a deal, Sylus and I infiltrate the abandoned research facility. The building has been deserted for years, evidenced by the fallen chunks of plaster and bricks littering the floor. Several pages decorated with formulas remain intact. Its previous occupants must have left in a hurry. After I photographed the documents, I approach a storage rack with piles of discarded boxes. This one has the label
Ever.
Yes. You seem to be familiar with this facility. Don't tell me you're somehow involved.
Let's just say they're an old friend of mine.
So you have done business with them before. Unlike the petty schemes of ordinary predators, Sylus has grander plans and even greater ambition. What exactly is your relationship with Ever anyway? For a long time I've suspected they sent those men in black who always lurked around our house.
That's only part of the story.
Yeah, because you do have a
Ever
story
tried
with
to
him.
kill me before. It's only natural I return their kindness with a few gifts. To express my gratitude.
Gift?
I just so happened to blow up the first research facility ever used to study predators.
No wonder they are willing to chase you to the ends of the earth.
When you were still my contact, one of their high-ranking executives went missing. You might be on their hit list, too.
Oh. Maybe I am. I'm really liking his outfit, though. As we reach a turn in the staircase, a barely noticeable object catches my attention. Concealed by the weathered wall is a door. It's almost impossible to spot unless someone has keen observation skills. Light slants in from a small window above and illuminates this dormant space. Various test tubes and instruments lie scattered on the lab benches. I look around and spot an abandoned computer in the corner. Despite its heavily worn appearance, I press a button on the keyboard.
Unit 039 on standby.
Shush! Despite its heavily worn appearance, I press a button on the keyboard. To my surprise, the screen flickers to life.
Unit DL 039 on standby.
There it is. Do not make me skip stuff.
Unit DL 039 is ready. Please enter the password.
Oh, that was it? Okay. Nice. Chapter 2. After we left the abandoned research facility, I decided to drive to Sylus' place in the Northern District. After all, there's no safer place in the world than Sylus' home. It's late. Sylus is lounging on the sofa while holding an old yellow detective novel. An hour passes and he's still reading. Start bothering him out of the blue. Sylus, are you expanding your literary knowledge or studying counter-detection techniques? He looks up at me and places the book face down on his knee. His voice is devoid of emotion.
I'm cultivating drowsiness. This is the bedtime story I picked out for you after using a careful selection process. But you don't like to read, so I'm reading it myself.
It's more like a compilation of nightmare fuel than a bedtime story. Shortly after Sylus took me in, I couldn't immediately get used to a life where enemies might show up at our doorstep at any moment. On those nights when he would leave for a mission, I was left alone at home. It was always difficult to fall asleep. Before one of his departures, I asked him to buy me some books on his way back. Surprisingly, he agreed. Yet, How to Dispose of Your Enemy's Body. Murder on the Occident Express. The Silence of the Gods. Who reads this before bed? Those are the references to actual novels. If I don't remember the names exactly, but they do sound like it.
Me.
Without looking up, he turns another page. The pleasant rustle of papers fills the air. Leaving my eccentric partner to his unique tastes, I turned my attention back to our recent findings. A research facility, partially damaged equipment, a working computer, and notebooks filled with countless strange codes. I pin all these clues photos I have taken inside the facility, onto the walls of Sylus' home. After I'm done, I'll hand him the double-sided tape.
Are all enforcers this bossy?
No, just me.
Taking over people's houses, and even making their hands do all the work.
I take the double-sided tape back and place a half-empty water glass in his palm.
Is desk duty over? Do you need me to be your dining table now?
Why would you say it like that? What are you doing? Ignoring his complaints, I grab the book from his hand and use a marker to point at one of the photos. Hey Sylus, do you remember the prison cell we found? During our last investigation, Sylus and I stumbled upon a hidden floor. We were short of time that day, so we couldn't thoroughly search the area. Look, there's an odd symbol here. Sylus glances at the area I circled on the photo.
That's the logo of a biopharmaceutical company under Ever. They filed for dissolution 5 years ago. Since then, it has reappeared with a new face. Now it's a company that's primarily focused on health services. Their products might be connected to the frenzy enhancer you're investigating.
Huh. I kind of like now that I made, that I got, okay, wait. Now that I finished Rafayel's one, like this and the Bond, I kind of know what to expect. Like from the story and stuff. But I like that it's a bit different when you interact with Sylus than when you interact with Rafayel. Of course they're different, but it's not exactly the same. I'm looking forward to the bond. I'm really looking forward to it. Several days later, Sylus and I returned to the abandoned research facility. Wary of other predators looking inside, we use our usual plan. Sylus will go in first to scout the area. But why has he been... Wait. But why has he been gone for so long and still doesn't return? Sylus. There's only silence, and a sense of foreboding creeps over me. Finally, my worry overwhelms my wariness. Tightly holding my firearm, I carefully walk into the unknown darkness. The corridor is enshrouded in darkness. Only a few emergency lights flicker, and they can barely pierce the gloom. I continue to scan every corner of potential threats. Iron bars covered in rust line the corridor. Past the cell's doors, I see muzzles and empty syringes strewn across the floor. As I venture deeper into the facility, an unsettling yet oddly familiar odor grows stronger. The scent. Where did I smell it before? Right, same scent from the frenzy enhancer we confiscated recently. As I turn the corner, a noise abruptly breaks the silence, and I raise my gun. I'm ready to shoot on sight. The shadowy figure easily dodges the bullet as I prepare to shoot again. The individual lunges at me. I'm pinned against the wall. Of course he's Sylus? Yeah, of course he is. What are you like that? Are you getting affected by it? Okay, there we go. My finger is about to press the trigger, but then I recognize a familiar face in the dim lighting. Okay. Sylus.
Didn't I tell you not to come in until you received my signal?
Ah! Sylus, what happened to you? I try to move, but he locks me in place with his knee. I can't move. Okay. I'm fine. I'm okay. He must have accidentally inhaled an aerosol version of the frenzy enhancer, but how did it even get here in the first place? A sharp pain derails my train of thought. We already? Like, dude. He has bitten my ear. Teeth pierce my skin and a searing pain throbs at the wound. Oh, but we're immune to the whole virus thing, so it's not that dangerous. Yet the sensation is quickly replaced by the feeling... Really? This is not even a card. This is the event. Man. Well, I mean, it's Sylus. It's Sylus. It makes sense. Why is he like that? Okay, wait. I need to continue. I get... I can't even read it. I get so uselessly embarrassed. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. Yet the sensation is quickly replaced by the feeling of his hot tongue on my ear. I can't let this continue. No, girl. No, you can't. I struggle to create some distance between us while I reach for the syringe in my pocket. Oh, so you do have I brush his hair aside and forcefully inject the suppressant into his neck.
You really don't pull your punches, huh?
No. If this doesn't work, I'll have to use the gun. I mean, the thing is that he avoided the bullet, so what use is the gun? Well, I mean, if it's a little bit closer, maybe we can hit it, but I don't know. Seconds pass. His agitation seems to subside, and the wild look on his face disappears. How are you feeling? Better?
You should shoot me next time this happens.
I tried. You haven't exactly gone easy on yourself either.
Any frenzied predator can easily tear your throat out.
Yet you didn't. Don't worry, if things actually spiral out of control, I won't hesitate to pull the trigger. I slowly exhale amid his gaze. The same can be said about you.
It seems your competency has improved during my absence.
Save your compliments for later. Oh, and one more thing. I silently put my gun away. Then I turn and swiftly punch his chest with full force. Ow. Who said you could go around biting people? A scolding, that's what we need to do. I touch my sword, irrelevant, and take a few steps. I hear a soft thud behind me. Sylus? When Sylus doesn't follow me like I expected, I realize something is wrong. I turn around. He has collapsed on the ground. How the fuck am I going to... How am I going to pick him up and move him? The dude is like 1 meter 90 centimeters something. I'm just thinking of how I'm going to move him. But no, wait, wait, give me a second. What's MC's cannon height? Or is it just my height? I don't remember if I'll have to check the height. Yeah, I'll have to check. I'm not really sure. So yeah, let's continue. But she's not tall. I rush over to check his breathing. Thankfully, it's steady. He isn't pale, so I don't think he's in immediate danger. Is this a side effect of the frenzy enhancer? Maybe the suppressant dosage wasn't strong enough. Maybe they clashed? I pick up the syringe from the ground and see the production date on the plastic tube. Only then do I understand why he collapsed. I had bought the suppressants back from the black market for a low price. However, its expiration date was last month. Girl, you need to look at stuff like that. Generally, it doesn't really matter a few times with a few things, but you need to check. I'm sorry, I just love that it's so comical. The music changes and everything is like, oh, nothing happened. I just gave you something expired. I give you an expired suppressant. Again, how do you pick him up from there? I need that piece of information. How was the logistic of moving him? Chapter 4. I like the car. Sorry. I like the inside of the car. I like the colors. So nice. Wait. We sent the computer we found to the LCBI's research department. After they successfully recovered this database, everything played out as we had hoped. We obtained an important document related to Ever's experiments. It proves that Ever once imprisoned predators there in an attempt to create invincible biological weapons. The frenzy enhancer that's currently circulating the black market is an improved version of the one created during past experiments. After backing up the data, we prepare to drive to Sylus's home so we can store it. As the car door unlocks, I sit on the driver's seat, while Sylus gives me a skeptical look. I think I should drive, just to be safe.
Are you implying it's dangerous when I'm at the wheel?
Maybe. Sylus has made quite a few enemies because of his job. That's why he usually takes me along once he finishes a commission and changes addresses. Being yanked out of bed around midnight only to be put into a backseat of his car is one of my most vivid memories. Just living on the run, I guess. And the reasons he gave for these sudden moves were always unbelievable. Like he wasn't really telling you anything.
Wake up. Someone's here to kill me.
Then fight them off yourself.
A lot of people showed up this time. Moving is easier than cleaning up the mess. Our new place is on 47th Street. It's discreet, and the school district is decent. It's about time you got a real education, miss.
I really like him. I like him a lot.
Wake up. Someone's here to kill you.
No, but I'm innocent. Goody two shoes. Why would anyone want me dead?
They're after me. It's only natural they'd be after you too. You have 10 minutes to pack your things and go downstairs.
Really? We moved more times than I can count. Contact information and burner phones were swapped out like clockwork. Sometimes I wonder if this nocturnal lifestyle was a consequence of constantly dodging his enemies. The LCBI is currently in the process of selecting its best employees. I would rather not give anyone a reason to question my performance. After I made up an excuse, I input the address into the navigation system and ease into the accelerator. I remind Sylus about putting on his seatbelt.
All right, then. Start the car, rookie.
The sunlight streaming through the car window seems to bother him. He slightly winces before reaching for the sunglasses on the center console. He slips them on. And it doesn't really bother your skin? I thought you would actually put on the sunglasses. After driving for a while, several intimidating SUVs suddenly appear in the rear view mirror. I make a turn, they follow, and if I press on the gas pedal, they speed up as well. Sylus, do you think those cars have been following us the whole time? Accustomed to these sorts of scenarios, Sylus calmly taps the car window.
It's fine. Keep driving.
Bullets whiz past the side mirror as the distance between us and our pursuers shrank. The roar of engines rose to a deafening crescendo. The three cars are in hot pursuit. They even attempted to ram us multiple times. They are right behind us. Are they crazy? Ugh, please tell me you have a plan. Sylus points to something in the distance. Our car, followed by three pursuers, veers onto a wide road. Only one road work ahead sign sits on the middle of it.
You're a big girl now. I don't need to teach you how you can bend the rules, right?
I should have known it was impossible to be a good person when you're around. Then again, we are already here. It would be a shame not to make the most of this opportunity. I step on the gas and leave nothing but a long trail of exhaust for our pursuers. I told you to fasten your seatbelt. I just love that we still have the time in the middle of all of this to just have friendly banter with him. Just because we can. I like the main character here for that. She's great. She does so well. The gunfire intensifies. I glance at the rear view mirror as Sylus impatiently retrieves a long box from under the seat. He opens it and assembles the gun. Then he gives it a once over before loading a few rounds. What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious? I'm about to spice things up.
The car window is slightly lowered. Gun barrel is soon aimed at the people chasing us.
Floor it.
Oh, the back of... Ah, look at the back of the outfit. That's so good. Oh, I really am enjoying this outfit way more. I love it. The bullet grazes the tire with great precision. One of the car's carriers off the road with an ear-splitting screech. In the blink of an eye, another bullet penetrates the tire on the opposite side. Our pursuers have become prey in his crosshairs. Whether they veer left or right depends on where Sylus aims his gun. I'm going to make a sharp turn. Hold on tight. Turn the steering wheel as far as I can, and my action is accompanied by several precise gunshots. In the rear view mirror, I see the three cars collide in a shower of sparks. With a deafening roar, our pursuers vanish in a sea of flames. He's so proud of himself. That was close.
It was smooth sailing. However,
Sylus beckons me to come closer with a curl of his finger. When I lean towards him, he gently tugs away the strands of my hair that got tangled in the sunglasses arm.
Watch out for the cliff.
You could have told me that before. The what? This piece of shit. He took his fucking time to tell the main character that. Come on. Outside, heavy clouds cover the sky as if they are waiting to unleash a downpour powerful enough to drench the entire city. Over the past few days, Sylus and I have compiled our intel at the HQ of Nightstrix. At his signal, everything will be ready to pour down like a deluge that cleanses the city's corruption and sin. Deep in thought, I'm jolted back to reality as a colleague unceremoniously drops a traffic ticket on my desk.
Hey, there was a speeding violation on the highway a few days ago.
Yeah, well,
Here's
yeah.
the ticket.
Shouldn't this be handled by the police and not the LCBI?
It's because the suspect is connected to a predator.
Oops.
The one you're supervising is the LCBI's VIP at this point.
The ticket clearly shows Sylus's face. As for the person next to him, a pair of sunglasses obscures their face. I'll ask him. Before I can even leave the LCBI building, commotion engulfs the office.
Everyone outside is talking about predators being connected to Ever. How did that happen?
Oh.
I heard about it. Apparently, Ever is using them for some kind of experiment.
What kind? That sounds scary.
Based on what I heard through the grapevine, Ever is supposedly the group who created the predators in Lincoln.
And they would be right to think that. I like the back of that. And there's a snake, like a little snake on the chain. I like that too. Why these outfits are so good? They are so good. Hi. Sylus's door is ajar. I wonder if he was expecting me. Inside the room, he's standing with his back to the door, engrossed in some kind of task. He hasn't noticed me yet. I sneak up behind him, make a finger gun, and touch his lower back. Put your hands up, Sylus. This place is crawling with enforcers. You can't escape. With a stoic expression, Sylus peels the ticket off his face. His gaze falls on the blurry photo, and he studies it for a while.
I never imagined our photo would end up on an official document like this.
How else did you expect them to end up together? Ignoring my question, he sets down the half-loaded gun and walks towards the living room. Curious, I follow him. He pins the traffic ticket to the investigation board on the wall. Our comical traffic camera picture is surrounded by a grisly collage of crime scene photos. They act as the world's most unconventional picture frame.
We have to get a clearer shot next time.
What do you mean by next time? Sylus offers me a slight smile with no explanation. Baffled, I plop onto the sofa again. The TV is broadcasting the news report that's been a hot topic these past few days. Of course, it involves Sylus and me. Rumors about Ever, the frenzy enhancer, and predators have spread to every corner of the city. However, Ever seems to have anticipated this. They prepared a well-written statement to ease public speculation. And last night, a sudden fire consumed the abandoned research facility. The traces of past experiments and lingering evidence of their wrongdoing, everything vanished in the flames. They say a storm is brewing. Don't tell me you're the one pulling the strings.
You're a meteorologist now?
Besides, the more chaos there is, the more someone benefits. Lately, Night Strix has become synonymous with omnipotence. They are a conduit of all sorts of business deals done legally and illegally. The man before me is less dangerous. The man before me is less a dangerous predator and more like a chess master who controls the direction of the game. But I haven't been able to figure out whether he intends to save Lincoln or destroy it. What if I find myself on an opposing side? Will you shoot me?
I'm pretty sure I taught you not to waste time on pointless hypotheticals. Am I mistaken? Besides, you should be well aware of your options.
Like what?
You can leave, or you can stand by my side.
With mixed emotions, I clench my fist as if I'm holding a microphone. I bring it to his mouth. Here's $1 million question for you, Mr. Sylus. Let's say you wanted to destroy Lincoln. How long would that take?
10.
You're going to start counting down, don't you? Yeah, I know. 10 months, weeks, 10 days. 9. I knew it.
8, 7.
He's super arrogant. I love him. No, stop. As if he was actually going to do that. Come on. Oh, that's how it ends? Oh, that was nice. I liked it. I like this one. Okay, so I'll go get something to eat. And I'll then do the bond, the card. Okay. I've eaten and yeah. Back to the cozy AC of my room. It's so hot today. I'm dying. Need a lot of water. It's like 35 Celsius, but it feels like 40. Doesn't really help. Not at all. Oh, the AC does help. I don't think I would survive without it. I try not to use it, but yeah. Hard times. Really hard times. It's like the feeling is like 39, 40 Celsius right now. So yeah. It's great for making pizza though. So I'm using the heat at least for something. But yeah. Let us start the bond. I generally call them all cards, whatever, or bond. This is the bond that it has. I generally call them all the same. It's Memoria. These are the myths are... Yeah, I need to finish that. But yeah. Memoria, memory, whatever. Cards. I generally just call them cards. They look like little cards. So yeah, this one. Start. I will not get spoiled. Let's go. Many years ago, a radioactive leak contaminated many citizens in Lincoln City. It transformed them into predators. Oh, this is Is it different? Wasn't it a virus? Wait, I'll need to see. I'll shut up. These individuals have an increased tendency for violence. As the predator population grew, the crime rate soared year after year. The lives of the innocent became as fleeting as autumn leaves. This city, filled with corrupt officials and intricate power struggles, became as fragile as an egg on the edge of a cliff. Over time, many have pinned their hopes for salvation on the upcoming mayoral election. And I haven't turned on the light. Yeah, there you go. Among the candidates, a young contender had a major lead in the polls. They promised to deal with the predator crisis. However, this candidate only recently escaped an assassination attempt by Tartarus, who's a triple S-class predator.
It's been a little over a week since the arrest, and your department already sentenced 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
I heard about you. You handled a few predator-related cases over the years, but I'd be careful if I were you. Everyone knows the reputation of the guy who leads Night Strix.
Night Strix is a gang that has risen to power in Lincoln's southern district in recent years. They have connections to almost everything, from weapons and intel to various contraband, even satellite hacking. Night Strix can provide anything so long as the price is right. The chatty guard finally comes to a stop in front of a cell. Our short walk has ended. Thank you, sir. I can take it from here. The guard sheepishly retreats. The guard sorry. The guard sheepishly retreats. I head deeper into the corridor.
Special access verified. Please enter.
The mayoral election has various factions on edge. The Lincoln City Bureau of Investigation, or LCBI, is determined to capture Tartarus and prevent more incidents from occurring. Information about Tartarus is very limited, but a credible source suggests the leader of Night Strix might have some leads. Consequently, the LCBI managed to find a charge serious enough to justify incarcerating the gang leader. His movements are basically restricted. The deal is simple. He gets his freedom in exchange for information related to Tartarus. But true to the guard's words, my colleagues left empty-handed. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been suddenly assigned to take over the case today. I wasn't even given a chance to review the file on the leader of Night Strix. And you're going into the cell and you're like, I know you! Oh, you're actually dressed. Are those glasses? Wait, are those glasses? At the end of the corridor is the last cell. Inside it is the leader of Night Strix. His back is turned to me, but he exudes a nonchalant air. That voice sounds familiar. Because it is. Hi! The outfit!
Oh, the LCBI sent a new face.
You look so good. Sylus!
Long time no see.
Oh god. I took a step forward, unable to believe my eyes. His fate has been unknown for years, yet here he is, in the flesh. You are the leader of Night Strix? Are you okay? Years ago, this person who had been a constant presence in my life vanished without a trace overnight. I can't believe we're seeing each other again like this. I'm shocked. As my heart races, a flood of questions rushes to the forefront of my mind. I thought you...
This is how you greet your suspects, Miss Enforcer?
The word enforcer brings me back to reality. Aware that this isn't a place for reunions, I push the shock of meeting Sylus again to the back of my mind. I braced myself. I'm here on behalf of the LCBI. I hope you will be willing to assist me with my work. Can you tell us anything about Tartarus, the SSS class predator?
Having information and choosing to share it are two different things.
He glances at the badge on my chest.
Special Enforcer. You look good in that uniform.
Thanks. Even behind bars, you have quite a commanding presence.
I thought you'd say you missed me after all this time. Or that you were worried about me, at least.
Distant memories stir, and I move closer to the iron bars that separates us. I whisper to him. Sylus, I really was worried about you. Sylus's index finger passes the bars of the cage. Slowly, he purposefully straightens my enforcer badge.
Was it to the point where you'd clean out the safe?
Sorry, I needed that. First met Sylus during the Predator attack years ago. Back then, I wasn't an enforcer in the Northern District. I was just a kid struggling to survive on the streets in the Southern District. Okay, we are in the North. Okay, I was getting confused there. I wasn't alone. In this chaotic, dangerous area of the city, there were others like me. One day we would be fighting tooth and nail over a piece of bread from a trash can, and the next day we could all die at the hands of the predators. Years ago, Southern District, Lincoln City.
Run! Get out of here! Somebody help!
Kill them all!
Chaos erupted all around me, the howls of the predators intermingled with the screams of the crowd, cacophony threatening to burst my eardrums. Blood trickled from the bite wound above my collarbone as I stumbled to an abandoned pharmacy on the deserted street. It hurts. A burst of intense gunfire resounded in the distance. A few seconds passed before a tall figure with a gun entered the pharmacy. Hi. The man grabbed a bottle of antiseptic from the shelf next to me, unscrewed the cap, and poured it all over his wound. That has to hurt. He hastily bandaged it and turned to leave. He didn't even glance at me throughout the entire process. In times like this, staying alive was considered a victory. No one had the luxury to worry about others. My vision blurred from the blood loss, but my survival instincts kicked in. With the last bit of my strength, I grabbed onto his clothes. You said taking me with you, right?
Let go of me.
You have a gunshot wound. You got that while being chased, right? If you leave me here, I might accidentally tell people your whereabouts. Before I can finish my sentence, I feel the cold barrel of a gun against my forehead.
It'd be easier to solve the problem like this, don't you think?
If you take me with you, I promise I won't slow you down. I don't think that's the worry there.
You little... when I find you, I'll skin you alive!
They're here. As the cries of the predators resounded once more, I touched the bite wound above my collarbone. He seemed to have noticed it as well.
Calm down. You won't become a predator.
He poured what was left of the antiseptic into my wound. Pain washed all over me, but as I looked up to meet his cold gaze, I forced myself to hold back my
If you
tears.
want to come with me, dry those tears first.
Sylus was an assassin. He was as lethal as he is notorious. And as he said, I didn't turn into a monster. I sometimes wonder if that was why Sylus saved me. He said my immunity would be a secret. No one else was discovered to be immune, and I didn't want to end up as someone's lab rat in their quest for a cure. After I recovered, Sylus handed me off, a homeless teen, to Wolf. Wolf was his contact. From that moment on, Sylus was a constant presence in my life. Sometimes he stopped by to do business, other times I delivered modified weapons to him on Wolf's behalf. I noticed that aside from his usual job, Sylus occasionally disappeared for a while. When he showed up again, he would be injured. I couldn't help but wonder what kind of opponent was powerful enough to injure the most feared assassin in the Southern District, and I'm losing my voice. I've been talking way too much this last few days. Years later, okay. This is still the flashback. Sylus disappeared again. A few days earlier, Wolf left for a delivery. We quickly lost contact with each other. From the second floor, I peered through a gap in the curtains. I kept an eye on the watchers who showed up a couple of days ago. They lurked in the shadows, and their intentions weren't obvious. Night fell, and suddenly downpour engulfed the city. Only flashes of lightning pierced the darkness. Sleep eluded me as I tossed and turned. A sense of foreboding encouraged me to reach for the revolver under my pillow. I borrowed it from Sylus without asking after I ran an errand for him. Stealing. Someone's here. I quickly jumped inside the wardrobe. Even after all the intense situations I experienced over the years, my palm still feels clammy as I held the gun.
Sylus isn't here. Grab the girl. Use her to negotiate. She can't be his family, can she?
No, I'm just a stray. The commotion outside quickly disappeared. A few seconds passed, and then the wardrobe door was yanked open. Sylus towered over me. His shadow stretched across the wall behind me like the legs of a spider.
Get out.
It's you. I quietly let out a sigh of relief, lowering my gun. I thought Wolf's enemies wanted revenge.
They didn't find this place, but they did find Wolf.
Then
He won't be coming back.
I see. I can't say I'm too surprised. No one was guaranteed to see tomorrow, but even though I acknowledged this harsh reality, I felt a lump form in my throat. Sylus gently tugged at my hand that was still holding the gun. He pulled me out of the wardrobe.
Why didn't you shoot?
If I did, you will be with Wolf right now. No one seemed to see me as indecisive or a burden. I sniffled and changed the subject. I'm in charge of this place now? You'll still accept jobs here, right? I was worried that Sylus might stop visiting this place since his old contact was gone. The strong cast aside the weak, don't they?
Do you want to be my contact?
Suddenly he grabbed the gun and pressed it against his chest. Without hesitation, Sylus pressed my finger down, pulling the trigger. Doesn't have any bullets, or he still has his regenerative ability. Blood rushed to my head, and my temples throbbed. But it took me a few moments to realize that the gun wasn't loaded. Yeah, it wasn't. Are you insane? You're lucky that I didn't have any bullets.
You think I got lucky?
You can see that it's not charged, I think. Sylus slipped his finger through the trigger guard and handed me the gun. It was like he returned the toy. I hastily opened the cylinder. It was empty. How do you know?
It's the weight.
Yeah. Sylus produced the bullet from one of his pockets. I didn't know where he got it from. He loaded it into the chamber in the blink of an eye.
If you don't want to end up like Wolf, never hesitate when you shoot.
The gun in my hand felt heavier all of a sudden. Whether it was because of the bullet or something else, I wasn't sure. That's why you actually do try to shoot him once in the event, I think. When you're not really sure if it's him or not, and then you just give up trying to shoot him, and he does tell you, like, you should have shot. At midnight, another group of watchers closed in on us. More people, more enemies, more corpses. When Sylus emerged from Wolf's dilapidated house, the rain washed away the blood from his hands. Were they also your enemies? He opened the car door and glanced at me as I was in the back seat. He didn't answer my question.
I got a call a few days ago. They said someone had taken out a massive insurance policy with my name. And the beneficiary is...
He rubbed the bridge of his nose.
Well, we have to move now thanks to you.
Really? I ignored the sarcasm in his tone and focused on his word choice. He said we this time. He's just amused. After that night, I became Sylus's new contact. We continued to live on the edge for years. With what I learned from Sylus, I gradually became capable of handling missions beyond intel gathering. I could do them myself. But the city sank deeper into chaos and corruption. I witnessed too many innocent people get hurt, and I felt powerless. Lincoln can truly become a city of sin. Sometimes I was jolted out of bed because I had nightmares about being attacked. Then I would hear the wailing police sirens or the muffled pops of gunshots. That was when I would go downstairs barefoot and enter the living room. Sylus would usually be on the couch performing gun maintenance. I sat next to him and turned on the TV, and before I knew it, I drifted off to sleep. Just the sight of his silhouette was enough to lull me into a peaceful slumber. To be honest, being woken up by a gunshot is pretty terrifying. Over the years, countless enemies chased after us. Sylus and I moved many times. We hadn't finished unpacking at this new place, but neither Sylus nor I was in a rush. It had become the norm for us to move at a moment's notice.
Recently, there have been multiple disappearances in our city. The authorities would like to remind everyone to be careful around suspicious individuals when outside.
Sylus was in front of the cabinet picking out his equipment for today's mission. You can catch a stray bullet by just sitting at home. You don't even need to go out.
Catch.
Wait. Catch? Okay. It does me a new modified gun. Can you finish your mission early today?
What? Do you need me to attend a guardian teacher conference?
I'm an adult, thank you very much. There will never be a guardian teacher conference. A new movie's premiering tonight. I want to see it.
Expired invitation?
Did he sneak off and go to the theater? If he needs to bussy himself, he can always accept some lower paying jobs.
It's dark and quiet in the theater. Perfect for taking out a target. How convenient.
I rejected the low-paying job offer and set my phone down. The cost of tonight's movie tickets can be taken out of my cut for today. My treat.
You're very generous.
He selected a few pieces of suitable gear and finished his preparations. He was about to head out. By the way, it's time for a 6-month income settlement. My share...
I'll deposit it for you, and I won't touch it.
Sylus, you do know a lot of parents say that to trick their kids, right?
Didn't you say you were an adult earlier?
And here I thought you had trouble hearing things.
We urge all citizens to come forward with any information.
I know that I turned down the TV's volume. You should get going, and you're not allowed to stand me up tonight. Otherwise, I will find a way to use up all of your retirement savings.
You're
that's why you cleared the bank account.
ruthless.
Sylus turned to leave, and the lingering sound of his voice was more distinct than the door closing.
See you at the theater.
I heard countless piercing sirens echoing from the other side of the city that night. I couldn't tell if it was in my nightmare or Lincoln. Early the next morning, the news report about a massive explosion at an abandoned chemical plant in the suburbs from the previous night was being broadcast on every street corner. Sylus never came back either. Did he leave me? Or maybe someone erased him from his city? When I could only speculate, wait, and search, those suspicions, dangerous figures reappeared around me. I refused to sit back and do nothing. I moved to the Northern District and hid my identity to become an enforcer. With the resources this position provided, I might have a better shot at finding Sylus. But I soon realized the Northern District wasn't a paradise. People were more complex and corrupt here than where I grew up. Even as an enforcer, there was still so much I couldn't change, all because I lacked the strength. At some point, the idea of leaving the city began to take root in my mind, but just as it became more persistent, Sylus reappeared out of nowhere. So that's how we got here, to the present. Sorry, I love that combination. The hair, the glasses, the outfit. My thoughts snapped back to reality. Sylus is officially the prisoner I'm supposed to be interrogating. I clear my throat and attempt to get the conversation back on track. Let's return to the matter at hand. The LCBI needs you to provide information about Tartarus. The footsteps grow louder as they approach. It's the same guard from earlier. He's suddenly rushing towards us.
I just received orders from the warden. You're free to go, sir.
Huh?
We prepared all your personal belongings, sir. You can take them with you.
It quickly dawns on me that maybe this imprisonment is part of his elaborate plan.
Thank you for the pickup service, Miss Enforcer.
Sure. Oh, it looks so nice. I love that. I really like him in black and white. Oh, and with the golden. I like it. Behind us, the heavy iron gate of the prison slowly creaks shut. Standing here with Sylus and breathing into city's not so fresh air, I'm hit with an uncanny sense of deja vu. It's as if we have been transported to the past. I received a belated message from the LCBI. Sylus has been released without charges. Apparently he pulled some strings via unknown connections. So, was it intentional, or was I lucky to be assigned as your interrogator?
The prison gate isn't exactly the ideal spot for this conversation.
His evasive attitude is enough of an answer. It's clear he had this planned out since the beginning and kept me in the dark. Fuming, I turn on my heel and march to the parking lot. With his long strides, Sylus easily keeps up with me.
Where are you going?
I failed my mission. Obviously, I'll be heading home. And I'm clearly not important enough for this. And why don't you ask our borough chief to escort you out of prison? Just like, fuck you, I'm out. Having entered the parking lot, I yank open the car door, and before I can even react, Sylus smoothly slides into the passenger seat, as if it's the most natural thing in the world. Why are you in my car?
It's been years. I thought we could catch up.
Sure, why don't I take a quick detour to LCBI? We can catch up there instead.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire. You don't waste time, huh?
If we're talking about predators, the most dangerous one is sitting next to me. He turns his head to give me a sidelong glance. I tighten my grip on the steering wheel and slam my foot on the accelerator.
Do you care whether or not I'm alive? Come on, we're still on the same side.
Are we now? To think that he's been quietly climbing the ranks to become a leader this whole time. Meanwhile, I thought he was dead. A knot of anger tightens in my chest. Really? I must have missed the part where you still consider me one of your own.
Then let me rephrase that. You're my former ally. My ally not only cleaned out my safe, but also bought me a massive life insurance policy.
You're the one who vanished without a word and left me wondering if you were even alive. I had to plan for my future somehow. But if you help me catch Tartarus this time, I'm not greedy. Why don't we split it 50-50 like before? What do you think? After a fleeting moment of silence, Sylus's face relaxes. A familiar, nonchalant smile appears.
Well then, the protege has now outshone her master.
I like it so much. You're in my home? Okay. The train rumbles past outside like an irritable monster, making my tiny apartment tremble in its wake. Steam billows from the bathroom. Steam billows from the bathroom as Sylus, looking fresh and clean, stands by the window. He glances outside briefly before turning his attention back to the room. I stand by the door and wait for him to break the silence.
The view here is pretty nice.
Yeah, a vantage point at this height is excellent. If you can see every movement outside. It's a defensive stronghold, easy to defend, hard to attack, and offers a quick escape route.
I see you've retained what I taught you. But I meant to say that this place is on the outskirts of the Northern District. We're not far from the main bridge, so you can see the Southern District from here.
We can't see the place we used to live in from this spot. I have a whirlwind of questions about the time Sylus was away, and there's so much I need to know. What happened? Why didn't you come back?
Straight to the point. I thought you'd work your way there with some small talk first.
Nah. Sylus turns and leans against the edge of the sink.
I was ambushed by Ever's lapdogs.
Ever? I didn't expect that, but it makes sense for some reason. It's surprising that anyone could successfully ambush Sylus, but if it's Ever, they could do it. This business conglomerate initially started out in biotech, but now they are an innovative group that has changed people's daily lives. Behind the scenes, Ever has been pulling the strings at City Hall for the hidden agenda. Their hidden agenda, okay. The current mayor is nothing more than their puppet. Over the years, I used my position to secretly gather a substantial amount of evidence against them. One of the crucial pieces proves that the contamination which has been plaguing Lincoln for years is Ever's doing. However, as Ever's spokesperson, the current mayor still has a high chance of being re-elected. Unless I'm certain the evidence can decisively bring down Ever, I won't reveal it so easily. But when did you get on their bad side? As soon as the words left my lips, fragments of a distant memory suddenly flashed through my mind. When we first met, Sylus was already being hunted.
You can say we're old friends.
So the people who used to show up around us, they were Ever's agents this whole time.
But as time passed, they added another target to their list. After years of searching, Ever finally identified a person who's immune to the predators.
Sylus wipes the condensation from the mirror, then he reaches out to open my collar. A faint scar sits above my collarbone. And the one and only...
Ever has been relentlessly looking for you.
I
And
like
then they
this.
discover the pesky guy who's been hanging around you is their old nemesis.
I like this story. The greatest profit comes when you control both, the poison and its antidote. That's why Ever needs to eliminate Sylus first. That explosion at the abandoned chemical plant that shook the entire city, it was your doing, right?
Sometimes the best defense is a well-timed offense. The location happened to be Ever's most important biochemical
Just
laboratory
happened
in
to be.
Lincoln.
I should have known he wouldn't just sit back and tolerate it. Avenging every grievance is more his style. However, I learned that we conducted modification experiments there. Did Ever do something to you?
No.
Sylus' expression remains unfazed, as if the infamous explosion is barely worth mentioning. If you were alive this whole time, then why didn't you come find me?
You couldn't even get a good night's sleep in the Southern District. Now you're with the LCBI. Isn't it better?
You're not me. How can you possibly know what's better for me? Sylus remains non-committal. When I realize he knows everything about my life, down to the smallest detail, the resentment I held due to his absence disappears. You know what? I wouldn't even be like, oh, now I'm not angry anymore. I would be angrier. Like, what the fuck do you mean you have known about me this whole time? You couldn't even just drop by and say, I'm alive? You deserve a slap. Same as I said the same with Caleb. No matter what, they deserve a slap. That's kind of really good scolding.
After that, I worked within Nightstrix. At times you can accomplish more in the shadows.
From what I gathered, creating and trafficking the predators is a small part of Ever's business. Apparently those SSS class predators are valuable assets and have control devices implanted in them. Do you think Tartarus was under their control when he attacked the candidate?
You're awfully concerned about that person. Why
That's
are
him.
you so determined to catch him?
Those who don't cooperate with the LCBI shouldn't pry into an enforcer's work. His phone that's on the sink suddenly rings. Our conversation is cut short. You just got out of prison and you're already busy?
An associate is sending their regards.
Sylus types a short reply before turning off his phone.
As the only person who's immune, you should worry about yourself first.
Yes,
Ever
I think.
has never stopped looking for you.
Thanks for the heads up. I already suspected certain individuals were watching me for years, though. I adjust my shirt collar to hide my scar. Don't worry, I will let my guard down. And once I catch Tartarus, I plan to leave Lincoln.
Then I wish you success.
I just love it that for some reason you are... Like, you pick him up from prison, right? He's released with no charges, whatever. But you bring him directly to your home. Like, wouldn't anyone be like, where's she going? Wouldn't anyone be like that? Like, where's she going with that? Do you know him? At least anyone in the prison, I don't know. Like, someone must have seen him going into the car. As the election draws near, the number of predators in the city suddenly increases. Tension and violence permeate every corner of the city. The attacks become more frequent and intense. The LCBI is in complete disarray, and since I'm unable to extract any information from Sylus for now, I have no choice but to seek intel from other sources. Today I received a message from an informant. A nightclub in the southern district has information about Tartarus. Chaos is the most infamous nightclub in the southern district. It can be summed up in 2 words: anything goes. The air is thick with various scents. Fluorescent lights dance across the crowd and paint surreal psychedelic hues in their faces. As soon as I set foot in Chaos, countless eyes lock onto me. I make my way directly into a booth at the far end of the dance floor. There sits a bearded man who's flanked by several henchmen. Their bloodshot eyes and purposefully bared canines leave little room for doubt. They are predators.
So, you're interested in buying information?
He doesn't bother hiding his appraisal as he looks at me from head to toe.
Listen, girl, didn't your informant warn you? Regular folks who waltz in here don't get to leave.
Her neck looks fragile. I can break it in one bite. You've
Sure.
got a death wish.
Aren't you open for business? Does it really matter whose money you're taking? The hostile predators close in on me. An eerie silence instantly falls over the dance floor. Clear, deliberate footsteps resound behind me. The predators who were about to surround me suddenly back away. It's as if they sense an even greater danger. On the wall, I see the reflection of a tall, looming figure getting closer and closer. Obviously, he's there.
Who are you?
There he goes.
You're
Yeah.
out and about at this hour? What kind of game is this?
I'm here to get intel.
And did you get it?
I just arrived. Not yet. My friends here aren't exactly welcoming.
Is that so?
The air seems to freeze over. The overwhelming pressure emanating from Sylus is impossible to ignore. The wild beasts, like wild beasts submitting to a superior predator, the surrounding predators fall into a fearful silence. Sylus lightly tilts his chin to gesture to the revolver at the bearded man's waist.
Since you're not in the mood for business, why don't we play a game instead? I heard that revolver of yours made a few intel seekers retire.
Did I miss one? No. Thankfully I didn't.
Then, let's play roulette.
Cautiously shifting his gaze from Sylus, he draws his revolver.
6 chambers, 3
3?
bullets. If you win, I'll tell you what I know.
I take the gun and shake it slightly. His gun sways. As I recall a rainy night from many, many years ago, a familiar sensation creeps into my chest. I glance at Sylus. He makes a finger gun, and gently taps his temple.
Bang.
Alright, we will play. There's more than 3 bullets, isn't it? I press the gun against my own temple. The 3 shots happen so quickly that everyone freezes for a moment before struggling to process what just occurred. I slam the gun down on the table. You can try the remaining 3 shots, or you can tell me where Tartarus is.
I bet he doesn't have the guts to pull the trigger. 1 piece of intel for 3 lives. Now that's what I call a bargain.
You?
The bearded man grudgingly hands me an elegant card with an embedded chip.
If you have a death wish, go ahead and push your luck.
I got it! He's like, yay!
Satisfied?
No, really. Sylus wraps his arm around my shoulders and guides me towards
Let's
the
go.
exit.
I'm taking you home.
Yours or mine? Important question. The street lights feebly flicker as the car enters a deserted alley. Sylus moves his foot off the accelerator.
I see you haven't forgotten what I taught you.
I've been meaning to ask, where were you? Why were you there tonight? There we go.
I was checking on my business ventures.
With the number of predators increasing, isn't doing business in the Southern District troublesome?
My business involves all of Lincoln.
Outside the buildings, lining the street are dark and empty as they have been abandoned. Sylus, do you like the Southern District?
It's all right. A single bullet can buy you a lot of things here.
I understand his meaning. Bullets buy lives, and lives are traded for money. What about the Northern
A
District?
playground of decadence isn't bad either.
You seem to fit in wherever you go.
Where I choose to be doesn't depend on these sorts of things.
Dark, thick clouds hang in the night sky. It's going to start raining soon. With a piercing bird call, a black shape crashes into the windshield. Mephisto? Oh. Sylus and I get out of the car to investigate. We found a wounded crow. If he picks up the bird and gives it a quick once-over.
It's not severely injured, but it won't be flying anytime soon.
Take it. Let's bring it with us.
Do I look like someone who rescues animals?
The odds of being assassinated by a bird are 0. Don't tell me you're scared. He gives me a look before unceremoniously putting the bird in the back seat.
Never mind. It's not like this is my first rescue.
I mean, yeah. I'm the living proof of that. With the crow's wound treated, this little interlude comes to an end. However, Sylus shows no signs of leaving. In my bedroom, I'm on my bed. I turn over the chip I won in my hands and scrutinize everything. If I can decode it, I'll figure out where Tartarus is. The incessant pitter-patter of rain gets on my nerves. It is not long before exhaustion washes over me. My eyes close on their own.
I'll rip your throat out with my teeth!
Is that dream again?
Kill
Only me and the
them
predators
all!
are in it. In my dream, I'm caught in an endless cycle of shooting and running. Over there. I dash into a roadside pharmacy, its windows and doors shattered, but just when I think I'm safe, a chain wraps around my ankle. I stumble and fall. When I look up again, a predator's face transforms into
Want you
Sylus.
to help me?
Wait, what? Sylus. I wake up drenched in sweat. My hand reaches under the pillow to feel for my revolver. Faint sounds drifted in from outside my bedroom. Sylus is still there. Just you running off to his side is so cute. The living room is surrounded in darkness. The lights are off. Barefoot, I walk over to his side and curl up on the sofa. I hug my knees to my chest.
I guess even enforcers have nightmares.
Yeah. The more you see, the more you dream.
Is it because you realized one person's strength wasn't enough to save everyone?
You took me under your wing. If I had any grand ideas about saving the world, wouldn't you be the first to know about them? Sylus' gaze falls on my face. A keen interest flickers in his eyes and the room becomes quiet.
So, you didn't become an enforcer to be a savior.
I joined the LCBI so I could gain access to more info and resources. That way I could find you.
That's it?
Why else would I join them? Little did I know that someone was keeping tabs on me the whole time. Those years of worrying were for nothing. Only then do I realize how tightly my nails dig into the palms of my hand. I unclenched my fist.
Is the Northern District exactly how you imagined it'd be?
No. Even as an enforcer, I often feel like I don't belong here. Maybe that's why I chose to live on the outskirts of the Northern District.
Then do you feel like you belong in the Southern District?
Huh? I'm taken aback. Life in the Southern District was once fraught with danger, but with Sylus there, I never considered whether or not I belonged even once. This concept suddenly dawns on me, and not wanting him to notice my realization, I avert my gaze. I haven't really thought about it before.
Whenever you had nightmares back then, I assumed you went downstairs because you wanted to escape.
No? You're worried that I would leave? So you always sat there because you were worried I might leave? Sylus doesn't answer me. Instead, he does what he always used to do. He sets aside the gun he was cleaning and turns on the TV with the remote. Interesting. Despite learning about Tartarus' whereabouts, I withhold this information from the LCBI. Relentless attacks from the predators constantly plague Lincoln. The public's demand for order grows and eventually erupts into protests, demonstrations, and strikes. The most favored candidate and his campaign team are drafting legislation to address the turmoil in Lincoln. If this bill is implemented after he wins the election, it would inevitably ruffle a lot of feathers. Meanwhile, the incumbent mayor's approval rating remained inexplicably high. It's clear Ever is working behind the scenes for his campaign. The car comes to a stop in front of an imposing high-rise building. I fish out the card and reassure myself that I arrived at the correct location. An unnatural quietness blankets the area. It's accompanied by the dim glow of a few streetlights in the distance. Looking up, I see the building loom before me. It's completely devoid of light and silently stands like a beast prowling in the darkness. Guided by the instructions on the chip, I locate a hidden elevator. Are we going to get the reveal that Tartarus is Sylus? As the elevator doors slide open before me, a man wearing a baseball cap hastily walks out. Caught off guard by his presence, I freeze and almost bump into him.
Sorry.
I nod at him, step away from the elevator. It's okay.
Thank you.
As he passes by, the man tugs his cap lower. In that fleeting moment, I catch only a glimpse of his partial face. Profile, something. He looks familiar. Just before the elevator doors close, I notice a black sedan pulling up in front of the man. The numbers on the LCD screen quickly increase. My imminent meeting with Tartarus compels me to push aside my lingering questions. Is that maybe the... Who has it? Yeah, this is Sylus's place. We know. This is going to be the reveal that he's the person that she's looking for. The elevator door Doors open at the top floor. When I step out, I'm greeted by a single, imposing closed door. It's adorned with an intricate design of a golden owl with its wings spread. This is Nightstreak. After following these winding paths, I'm about to enter the heart of it all. I touch the handle, and the door opens with a soft click. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, wait. The room is shrouded in darkness. The glow of a tablet on the table provides some lighting. It's a solitary beacon in what feels like an endless void. The plush carpet swallows the sound of my footsteps. As my eyes adjust, the contours of a luxurious suite appear. I move towards the computer, and the screen reveals a list of campaign contributions. Each number is a staggering sum. As for the recipient, it's none other than the frontrunner in the mayoral election. The man downstairs was him, yeah. I swipe through the screen as a picture starts to form with the info I've gathered. The identity of the candidate's benefactor is obvious. I hear a sound behind me. In one swift motion, I draw my gun and turn around. Tartarus? My gun is pointed at the darkness, but the person quickly grips my wrist and forces me to drop my weapon. Without missing a beat, I try to punch him and fail. My attacker can read me like an open book. A chilling realization hits me. He taught me everything I knew. He twists my arm behind my back and presses his body against mine to pin me down. The cold metal bars bite into my cheek. Pain shoots through my face. Let me go, Sylus.
You said someone else's name a few minutes ago.
Tartarus and the leader of Nightstreak who is supporting the candidate, they are both you. Is there even a difference? Sylus loosens his grip. I turn around to face him. Why would you disguise yourself as a predator to attack the candidate you're supporting?
Take a guess.
I fall silent for a moment. Ever since Sylus and I reunited, I've been quietly piecing together what he's been up to during his absence. Sylus' motives aren't that hard to figure out once I connect the actions and identities. You're purposefully provoking public outrage. If people find out their beloved candidate was attacked by a monster created by Ever, then Ever and the current mayor will lose power. Your candidate will be able to take office. The past dealings between Nightstreak and Ever must have given Sylus access to a treasure trove of incriminated evidence against them. A few days ago, someone said I became an enforcer to save Lincoln. Now the big bad wolf wants to be the silent savior of our corrupt metropolis?
I'm not interested in things like that. I'm just giving Ever a taste of their own medicine.
This is typical of Sylus. The turn of events I've experienced might not be too bad. Sylus rubs his temple and pretends to be concerned.
To think my protege had lofty ambitions. When you forge alliances, you sometimes need to make compromises.
I guess so. What happens when your interests no longer align with your allies?
That's never been a problem.
Yeah, he just cuts contact with them.
After all, there are always more solutions than problems. Yet you're visiting an SSS-class predator all by yourself. You're quite the daredevil.
You know I'm immune. Yeah, that's not the point, girl. You can get killed.
But you can still bleed. And die.
The back of his hand brushes against my neck.
All it would take is one bite. Right here.
Also a bullet. I like the caches on the background. Okay, wait. I step back and a beam of light pierces through the darkness of the room. It illuminates us from behind. When I turn around, I realize he had pinned me against an enormous metal bird cage. Inside it are large chains, empty syringes, and muscles lie scattered on the floor. When I piece together their purpose, a whirlwind of emotion sweeps through me. When did you become Tartarus?
On the night our movie date fell through.
Oh.
I destroyed that laboratory, but I had to pay a price.
The conversation takes a somber turn, yet his tone remains noticeably nonchalant.
It's not too difficult to get suppressants on the black market, but I'd rather not give my roommate a front row seat to my nightly horror show.
Sorry. In that moment, the resentment I had, the pain of knowing he was alive but he chose not to see me, dissipates. Dude, I will still be mad. Back when I was with the LCBI, I encountered predators who were using suppressants. The more they use them, the more likely their bodies develop resistance. The suppressants become less effective over time, which led to more frequent frenzies. Sylus grips my shoulders and guides me closer to the enormous beer
It serves as a protective measure, in a sense.
Why are you showing me this? Are you implying you want... I will love it. Are you implying you want me to lock you up if you go into a frenzy again? I try to keep my tone light-hearted, but deep down I'm afraid he might actually want me to do it.
What will you do after that?
I don't know. As soon as I can think of what to do with you in the birdcage, I'll act on it immediately. I might be imagining things, but Sylus' tone seems to carry a hint of anticipation.
Alright then.
Suddenly spins me around and pins me against the iron bars of the cage.
So, do you want to see what I'm actually like when I lose my mind?
Okay. Wow. No way. What are you talking about? You're teasing. Yeah, no, you're joking. I do, but... His breath caresses my ear as he nuzzles and sniffs my neck like a wild beast. My throat is exposed to his teeth and an unusual tingling sensation wells up from oof. This strange feeling, tinged with fear, spreads throughout my body and transforms into an unfamiliar excitement. Sylus, what are you doing? His slightly sharp canines graze my neck and leave a painful pinprick. I tilt my neck away, but Sylus immediately grips my throat. Wow.
See, avoiding danger is part of your survival instinct.
Thankfully, the mic didn't pick it up. I was hitting the desk, like, repeatedly.
It's just like how you want to leave Lincoln.
What if I wanted to leave Lincoln because I thought you weren't there?
Well, I'm here right now, aren't I?
I like the laugh.
Tartarus and Sylus are in your hands. Will you arrest me, misenforcer?
What are you asking me to do there? Sylus releases me, but I reach up to wrap my arm around his neck. My fingers touch his lip. I gently brush the pad of my thumb against his canine teeth and shake my head. No. Some thoughts linger in our hearts for years without being resolved, yet a decision can sometimes be made in an instant. With Sylus by my side, some things aren't out of reach. After years of gathering evidence against Ever, it finally finds its purpose. I organize everything and send it to the office of that marshal candidate. Soon after, Tartarus reappeared at a street rally. While trying to save someone, he attacked me, and I was hospitalized after. Undoubtedly the news headline, Brave Enforcer Saves Innocent Civilian from Triple S Class Predator, will be on the front page. On the day I was admitted to the hospital, my identity as an immune individual was also exposed. The media soon created a new headline, Only immune individual in the world donates blood for cure research. Basically, I'm living bait. I just changed out of my hospital gown when I heard the door open. This is not an attire you can use on a hospital. You know how to dress up. Why are you here?
To visit the wounded, of course.
You didn't even bring flowers. That wasn't very thoughtful of you.
I brought this.
He pulls out 2 movie tickets from his pocket. They are for a late night showing at a drive-in theater. Aww. I couldn't help but give a wry smile. Seriously, you chose this one?
If I'm not mistaken, you haven't been to a movie theater in a while. And it's the only movie playing right now, just so you know.
Okay, it just reminded me of the expired invitation.
Let's not let that title become our reality again.
Yeah. Sylus watches as I meticulously tuck the movie tickets into my pocket.
Ever is about to make their move. Are you ready?
Yeah. Since I proposed this plan to escalate things, I've been ready. Okay, so you were part of the plan. My plan was for Sylus to attack me under the guise of Tartarus. Then I will reveal my identity as an immune individual in front of everyone. Ever will never let someone like me donate blood. So they either acquire my blood or destroy it completely. Now if we get the headlines to be something about Ever planning to kill an immune individual capable of resolving the chaos in Lincoln City... There he is.
They're right on schedule.
Oui. A cacophony of sounds reverberates through the hospital, enveloped in thick smoke. People frantically flee for their lives outside pandemonium erupts. We'll lead them to the rooftop. The wind on the hospital rooftop howls, yet it fails to mask the chorus of agonized screams below. But these weren't the cries of predators. The attackers were Ever's assassins. Their objective and target are obvious. They are here for me, who's immune. Of course.
Pathetic.
Years may have passed, but you have scratches on your back. Sorry. Years may have passed, but Sylus is still... but Sylus and I still move in perfect sync. As the piercing wail of police sirens grows closer, we defeat the last assassin. Used cartridges clang onto the ground as I put away my weapon. The police will clean up this mess. Sylus, we're clear. Must move. The metallic tang of blood hangs heavy in the air. Sylus looks up and wipes away the streak of red on his cheek with the back of his hand. His eyes shine with a dangerous light. Going crazy?
Even though we can't kill you or him, both of you can rot in hell.
Explosive? With his last breath filled with hate, the assassin violently crushes a small glass vial in his clenched fist. A faint peculiar fragrance mixes with the metallic scent of his blood and wafts towards me. Scent is too familiar. The LCBI had sized numerous vials like it during the raids on illegal business deals. But among the predators, it had a chillingly straightforward name, the Frenzy Enhancer. Oh no. Get him out. I rushed Sylus back to the HQ of Night Strict as fast as possible. Deep within the room, a reinforced gauge is ready. Silent, It waits to fulfill its role in containing the beast that's about to be released. Sorry. Sylus increased the in-body temperature and ragged breathing indicate he's about to go into a frenzy. Aha! I got to restrain him now. And we can or we can't? We don't know. Oh, it's loading. No, it's... Okay. I'm afraid when it loads. Give me a second. I am terrified of when it loads. Because that means the actual scene is going to happen. Or that it's loading a new chapter. Anyways, oh god, no. Okay. Oof. There you go. Sylus's thrashing becomes so violent that I can only put the muzzle on him and chain one of his legs. Then I have no choice but to scramble out of the cage. Oh, I think I skipped the part. Ah! Well, that's part of the dream that you had. Sorry, man, I had to. Look at that face. Look at the smile. I like your rings. When we open the cage, you're barely doing anything, girl. I mean, you still have to restrain him, you know? Let's go. Okay, oh, so that wasn't the door. The door was on this way. You still need to... okay. Sorry. Sunny, there. I couldn't see it.
Is it thrilling
yeah,
to have me
it is.
at your mercy?
It is. Where's there?
Why resist me now? You made your choice when you stepped inside.
I still need to tie you up, so please, behave.
You scared?
No, not really, but yeah, that's great.
Your idea of help is hard.
I love my outfit in this. I love it so much. Unfortunately, I can't have it. Come on, don't skip my dialogue. When you approach your prey, you must ensure your own safety first. You taught me this. Exactly.
Prey?
Books for you and for me. Oh, that's great. I really love this outfit. Look at him, he's smiling. Is it on your neck again, or is it somewhere else? Ooh, would it be somewhere else? Something loaded. I don't know what it is. Is the activator over here?
Full body scan of the target.
Oh, ho, ho. Okay. Oh, here,
Do you
on this side.
I'm putty in your hands?
Once you know where's your hand, woman? Two suspicious areas, okay. Restrain him again. Sorry, I need to. Okay, wait. Same as before. Why are you...
Good.
What are you doing, girl? What are you touching? You really have... She's really touching.
Don't press it.
God, no. Stop. You're fine. Found it.
How did it feel to watch me from outside the cage?
Perfectly great, to be honest. Oh! Break. Kick him. Weird that I don't have a gun. I shouldn't shoot him though. Oh, he's in the eye. Yeah, that makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. I wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah.
If I really turned into a monster, what would you have done?
I would have died with a smile in my face, to be honest. I'll lock you in this cage. Wait. I'll lock you in this cage and walk away. Aww.
Impossible.
Yeah, I mean, it would kind of be impossible then. And once you know what to do, it's so much easier. News spread throughout the city of the Major's collision with Ever. For the sake of winning the election, assassins were hired to kill the immune individual. The massive public outcry caused by this incident allowed the baseball cap candidate to be elected with a majority. Subsequently, with the disclosure of a large amount of compelling evidence from anonymous sources, Ever's crimes were exposed to the public. At last, the one who lurked in the dark to manipulate Lincoln were brought to justice. The new city council introduced legislation for the treatment and management of the predators, with the development of a solution underway. This legislation would be an achievable goal in the near future. With its deep-rooted problems resolved, Lincoln will change for the better. Do we leave Lincoln to go somewhere else? The mullet goes so well with your outfits there. In the vast expanse of the drive-in theater, only Sylus's car is present. The sweet aroma of popcorn fills the confined space of the car. I steal a glance at Sylus.
You've been peeping at me for the entire evening. Not interested in the movie?
It's not that. I was thinking about how Lincoln is celebrating the new mayor taking office. Are we the only ones who decided to watch a movie tonight? I turn my head towards the screen and reach out for popcorn. Our fingertips touch before they quickly move away. I notice how Sylus is looking at me out of the corner of my eye. Why are you... It looks like you're not paying attention to the movie either. Turns his body to the side, one hand rests on the steering wheel and he faces me, and his gaze doesn't falter.
I wonder if you ever noticed. Whenever you wanted me to do something, even as a little squirt, you always beat around the bush first.
I clear my throat and pull out a long shed black feather. It's not much, I just prepared a small gift. Sylus twirls the feather between his fingers. He carefully examines it from every angle.
Did the bird we saved give it to you?
Yeah.
It's fond of you, I guess.
But I think it would be better if I gave the feather to you. After all, someone saved me before.
Do you know what it means when a bird gives you a feather?
I flash a mischievous grin at him. Do you?
I know exactly what it means, which is why I'm accepting this.
As if on cue, the movie's credit music begins to play. We turn our attention to the screen. With reckless abandon, the main character floored and sped off on an endless highway. Ah, that was cute. That was nice. Was it shorter than Rafayel's? That was good. I have to check if it was actually shorter or not. Rafayel's was like so long. Give me the gems. I for sure need them. Now, I need to fail. I need to fail this. So let's go. Before I did it from Kindle 1 and I was failing everything, but you can just fail it by using Kindled 3. So I'll fail it, see what the what the bad ending is. That was good. That was really good. I can't believe I had the luck of getting these two. I am so happy. So happy. This is great. This, like, having the anniversary banner and stuff, then Caleb, and then this is just too much already. 2025 came with everything. God. This is so good. I'm enjoying this game way more than I ever thought I would. It really does take a long time to load the memory. Come on. I trust you. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. I really like the music. In which part am I going to fail though? Ah, this one. Just maybe not do anything? Or do I have to... Oh no, I need to miss the eye. I need to miss this. Yes. Let's see what happens. Don't touch it. We're getting the bad ending. We really need the bad ending.
Now you'll never fly away, my little bird.
You're really calling me that? Oh my god. I love it. Darkness has a way of freezing time. When I finally came to my senses, I didn't know how long I was out. The metallic scent of blood fills my nostrils. Several parts of my body are throbbing in pain. I touch them only to find my hand coated in something sticky. I'm still alive. The will to live is overwhelming, powerful enough to conquer everything else. Oh. My vision slowly returns. I become aware of heavy breathing nearby. I can see a figure in the corner of the birdcage. Honestly, why does that... It was getting distracted. The background looks so well on my screen. Sorry. The person who saved me years ago has been transformed into an artificial monster. Sylus. Your hands once again come tightly around my throat in response. Let go of me, Sylus. Fear in my lungs is rapidly vanishing. His lies a few centimeters from mine. No longer carry a shred of the person I once knew. My fingers suddenly brush against something cold and hard. My revolver. It's been my faithful companion. No! Don't worry, if things actually spiral out of control, I won't hesitate to pull the trigger. I know! His presence is a reminder that I still have one final option. After I lock the cage, I stagger to the rooftop. I see the overcast sky. Thunder rumbles within dark clouds. It all seems so heavy. I can't scream, let alone breathe. A howling wind blows a tattered newspaper to my feet. The headline announces the assassination of a mayoral candidate. My throat burns with a searing pain. I'm reminded of a stormy night.
Never hesitate when you shoot.
Birds fall from the sky, and their cries pierce the air as the city lies in ruins. This place will never see another dawn. Wow, that one is so different from... well, it's not so different. In Rafayel's bad ending, we are the ones that die. And in Sylus's, he's the one that dies. That was fun. That was good. That was so good. Really good. I love that. Oh, that was nice. That was really good. Great. I loved it. I'm gonna leave it there. I need to edit a lot. I needed to. Oh god. That was good. That was really good. I enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. See you on the next one.